Remember the magic of The Lion King? The breathtaking world, the unforgettable characters, the lessons that stuck with us long after the credits rolled. It was a masterpiece that defined our childhoods. But what if I told you that Disney's newest attempt, Mufasa the Lion King, threatens to unravel all of that magic? Before we dive into this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, and as we break down this prequel, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Disney's remakes? Do you love them, hate them, or land somewhere in between? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The vibrant world, unforgettable characters, and timeless story. It was a masterpiece. Even as we grew up, it remained a cherished part of our memories. And that's exactly why watching this so-called prequel hurts so much. Disney's Mufasa feels like everything wrong with modern storytelling and the desperate cash grabs of today's entertainment industry. It rips apart the legacy of The Lion King, a film that defined so many of our childhoods, and replaces it with a soulless, creatively bankrupt story that nobody asked for. Sure, it's supposed to tell the backstory of Mufasa and Scar, but in doing so, it wrecks the continuity of the original and tarnishes the characters we loved. Mufasa, who once stood as the noble, proud, and wise father figure, is now portrayed as a usurper, a lion who stole the throne from Taka aka Scar. This new narrative twists his legacy, making him a far cry from the dignified leader we admired. But it doesn't stop there. The movie reworks the entire lineage Simba fought to reclaim. The sense of honor, tradition, and destiny that made the original so compelling is thrown aside. Instead, we get a forced message about Mufasa being a nobody who rises to greatness, complete with modern tropes and unsubtle messaging. In the original Lion King, Scar was the perfect villain. Manipulative, ruthless, and cold-hearted. We all hated him as kids for what he did. He betrayed his own brother, manipulated Simba, and nearly destroyed the Pride Lands. Scar wasn't a character we were supposed to sympathize with. He was meant to embody greed, envy, and the danger of unchecked ambition. But in Mufasa, the Lion King, it's almost as if Disney wants us to feel sorry for him. They rewrite Scar's backstory, painting him as a pitiful, tragic figure who was hurt, overlooked, and misunderstood. Suddenly, we're supposed to pity him, to see his descent into villainy as something inevitable because of his circumstances. Why does this story feel the need to change the characters and their personalities? Part of what made the original so powerful was its simplicity. Scar was a villain we loved to hate. His actions were driven by pure jealousy and a thirst for power. He was unapologetically evil, and that's what made him compelling. But now, they've given him this tragic angle, as if we're supposed to forgive him or understand why he became the way he is. When you blur the lines like this, it dilutes the story's impact. Not every villain needs to have a sympathetic backstory. Sometimes it's okay for a bad guy to just be bad. Scar's original characterization worked because it gave us someone to root against. He was the perfect foil to Mufasa's nobility and Simba's innocence. But now, by making him a victim of his circumstances, the story loses the clarity of its original conflict. Why do modern retellings insist on humanizing every villain? Why can't we just let Scar be the cold, cunning lion who taught us the dangers of envy and ambition? This rewrite of Scar's character is just another example of how Mufasa twists the original story into something unrecognizable. Instead of building on what worked, it tries to reinvent it, and in doing so, it loses the magic that made The Lion King timeless. Why was this movie made? Was it just to cash in on nostalgia? To ruin our fond memories? Or is there a more cynical agenda at play? When we look at the growing trend of Disney remakes and reboots, a troubling pattern emerges. These stories aren't just being retold, they're being rewritten to fit new narratives and priorities. Where the originals celebrated timeless themes like honor, family, and responsibility, the remakes often replace them with shallow, overt messaging. The original Lion King carried innocence and purity, teaching lessons that resonated deeply with kids and adults alike. But now, these classics are being repurposed to push modern agendas, reshaping how the next generation views these tales. And this isn't just about The Lion King. It's about the erosion of storytelling itself. Every time studios churn out another soulless remake, they chip away at what made these stories special. They dilute the artistry, the passion, and the originality that once defined them. Think about it. Does anyone really need a Mufasa origin story? A tale about a character who dies within the first 30 minutes of the original movie? No, this film wasn't born out of creative passion. It exists because the 2019 Lion King remake made a fortune, and someone saw an opportunity to squeeze more money out of the IP. At its core, Mufasa is a hollow, tedious attempt to milk a beloved franchise dry. It's emblematic of modern Disney, a company more interested in profits than preserving the integrity of its stories. So, what's the real reason behind all of this? Is it just about squeezing more money out of beloved franchises? Is it political motivations? Or have studios simply run out of fresh ideas? Whatever the reason may be, one thing is crystal clear. Sometimes it's better to leave a classic untouched. What do you think? Do you agree with the changes Disney made to the Lion King universe? Or do you think they've gone too far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.